welcome to Cheney Student News. I am your host / anchor / year 7 name, Gabrielle. Nearly forgot my name. This is brand new for us. We're going to do this hopefully every week. We're going to have some little segments about various different things. We've got some sport, we've got some film, maybe TV, we've got books, we've got politics, history, the environment and well-being, and me. Everything you could imagine is going to be shoved into this. So strap in. I hope that it's fun, because, you know, we all need to spice up our lives. Insert Spice Girls here. I'm now going to hand over to the only person we could find that was sporty on the SSLT, and that is Mr. Harry Beale.
Thank you. In this week's games, Everton beat Liverpool in the Merseyside derby to go equal on 40 points. Jurgen Klopp claims God to be a Man City fan as they stand 10 points clear at the top of the table, followed by Man United and Leicester in second and third, while West Ham sit 1 point below at fourth place. On to rugby. France and Wales are at the top of the Six Nations League table with 9 points each, while England are in third with 6 points. Tokyo Olympics are set between July and August this year. The president has had to resign over sexist remarks and is being replaced by Saiko Hashimoto. That's all from me. Thank you for watching. Thanks for watching Sports News here at Cheney, the best news source in Cheney, if you don't mind me saying. I've been Harry Beale. Hope you enjoyed, and good night.
Thanks, Harry. Great to catch up with you. I'm now going to pass over to Isaac, who is doing an entertainment deep dive into the Golden Globe.
Welcome to your entertainment update for this week's edition of Cheney News. Today I'm going to be running down the Golden Globe nominees, which were announced a couple of weeks ago. Generally recognised as an important precursor to those awards that everyone really cares about, the Oscars. So what were some of the biggest snubs and surprises for this year's nominees, and some of the most controversial talking points and headlines that people have been talking about? So start with some positive news. For the first time in Golden Globe's history, more than one, and in fact a majority of nominees in the Best Director category are women. We have Regina King for One Night in Miami, Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman, and Chloe Zhao for Nomadland. This has been applauded by many as a really big step forward in diversity for the Hollywood foreign press. This year's nominations have not been without their fair share of controversy, however. For all the talk of nominating diverse filmmakers and celebrating diverse stories, Spike Lee's acclaimed Netflix drama about Vietnam, The Five Bloods, was not nominated for any awards. On the TV side, despite receiving rave reviews earlier in 2020 for its sensitive handling of race, sexuality, sexual abuse, Michaela Coel's TV series I May Destroy You was not nominated for any awards, whereas the much derided Emily in Paris received not one, but 2 nominations in the TV categories. In fact, one of the writers of Emily in Paris even wrote an op-ed in The Guardian 2 weeks ago saying that I May Destroy You deserved the nominations instead. One of the most talked about American films of the year is Lee Isaac Chung's Minari, which tells the story of a second-generation immigrant family originally from Korea but now living in the US. The majority of the film is in the Korean language rather than English.
할머니는 진짜 할머니 같지 않아요.
할머니 같은 게 뭔데?
쿠키도 만들고 나뿐만도 아니고 남자 팬티도 안 입고.
So for the Golden Globes, it is only eligible for the Best Foreign Language Film category and not the Best Film category. A controversial decision that the Golden Globes refused to back down on even when it was decried in the press. Another controversial decision was the choice to nominate James Corden for Best Supporting Actor for his role in The Prom, a performance that has been criticised by many for supposedly perpetuating harmful stereotypes about white gay men. Equally, Sia's directorial debut music has been nominated for 2 awards, including Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy. The film deals with autism, and Sia has been under fire in the press for casting a neurotypical actor, Maddie Ziegler, to play the lead character who has autism, as well as including in the film scenes where autistic people are physically restrained. So this is a very controversial choice to nominate this film for the Golden Globes. Now the question might be asked, why does this all matter? Surely these award ceremonies are just arbitrary, and especially the Golden Globes, though they'll be on Zoom this year, are usually just an excuse for the rich and famous of Hollywood to get dressed up and get quite drunk together. But in many ways they do matter. They bolster the chances that a film does well at the box office, they provide greater exposure to stories and filmmakers, so regardless of whether they should matter, they do. Perhaps the question should be raised, and I'll leave this with you. Is it just a case of wanting to see a diverse range of stories and characters on screen? Or is it about making sure that these diverse portrayals are true and authentic at the same time? Well, that's all from me this week. Check out any of the nominees that you can get to watch. A lot are free on Netflix and Amazon Prime Video. If you've seen them, what did you think of them? And what would you have perhaps nominated in their place? Back to the studio.
Da-da-da-da. Thanks for that one, Isaac. That was golden. We're now going to go over to Will. He's doing a bit of politics. What are they arguing about this week, Will? Da-da-da-da.
On the 28th of January, Joe Biden was sworn in as the 46th President of the United States. And after the chaos and division brought by former President Donald Trump these past 4 years, many see Biden as an opportunity to reunite the country after a turbulent election and presidency. Throughout last year's election, Biden spread a message of unity, saying that there are no blue states, no red states, just the United States, which was in contrast with Trump's divisive anti-Democrat stance. And now, over a month into the Biden presidency, the question of how successful he will be in reuniting the supposedly already United States is on the minds of most of America and the wider world. Unfortunately, at the moment, the idea of unity seems a little far-fetched. Biden entered office with an unprecedented approval rating amongst Democrats. Nearly 100% supported him. However, amongst Republicans, he has one of the lowest approval ratings ever, barely scraping 10%. As this chart from The Economist shows, Biden is even more divisive than Trump was. This shows that Biden has a long way to go before he can claim to have taken any steps towards unity. And to make matters worse, a lot of obstacles stand in his way. Firstly, despite no longer being president, Donald Trump is going to have a significant role in American politics going forward. Almost 3 in 4 Republicans believe loyalty to Trump right now is important, and about 60% want Trump to play an important role in the party going forward. This largely dashes any hopes of a prompt moving on from Trump within the Republican Party and base, and it encourages Republicans in government to keep up the divisive sentiments that defined the Trump presidency. Only 7 out of the 50 Republican senators voted to impeach the former president, and many are fighting essentially everything Biden has attempted to do. In order for Biden to achieve the unity he is after, it seems that the Republicans will need to abandon Donald Trump, which at the moment is a long ways off. Further, 4 years locked out of the White House and 6 without the Senate has left the more liberal Democrats itching for reform, which Biden, as a moderate, is potentially wary of. This leaves Biden with potential issues amongst both of the ever-growing and ever-strengthening extremes of American politics, which he will have to navigate in order to achieve his dreams of unity. So, to summarize, Biden better buckle up for a bumpy 4 years. This has been William Deacon reporting for Cheney News. Thank you.
Da-da-da-da. Thanks for that one, Will. That was great. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. I hope you had a little bit of fun too. We're trying our best. Let us know what you liked, what you didn't.
Don't tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
And hopefully we'll see you next week. What's Wonderloo plus Wonderloo? Toodaloo.